Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at text. So there's a text tool over here. I'm going to choose my text tool. I'm going to click basically anywhere on the screen, and I'm going to write the name of the magazine. So we're calling this one Girl Power, and I'm going to go back to my move tool. I'm just going to drag that text somewhere on the screen. Now you'll notice a few things. First of all, this Girl Power has come up as a text icon in the layers, and again I can move that, so I probably want to move that to the very top layer, and it's already been named by the name of the text, so I don't need to rename that one. But the same way, if I take the eye off, it disappears. Now this came in at red and that particular size because that's the last setting that I used on my text menu. I'm going to go back into my text menu, re-highlight that word. Now what I can do is I can change font colors and things. If I don't want it to be red, so I'm going to make it a much brighter pink kind of color. I'm going to leave it at that, and maybe I'm going to make the text size a little bit bigger. Now I could do that in lots of different ways. If I didn't want to do it that way, I could select it and I could again drag the handles, hold down shift to keep it in proportion. If I want to make it bigger and smaller, and I can move it around. And you'll often notice with magazines, they either have the text floating in front or behind of a particular image that's on the screen. So if I wanted to make that go below, I can drag, once I've ticked up here, I could drag that text and put it behind whatever I wanted it to go behind, and so on. So you can play with that yourself. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to show you how you can change that to make the text look a little bit more exciting. So if I now come on my layer, but I come towards the right hand end of it and double click, I'll get something opening which is called the layer styles. Now this means that whatever layer I'm on, I can add and take away things from it. So for instance, I might want to add a stroke around that those text. So if I highlight the stroke one and tick it, you can see only just, but it's put like a black line. There's the color it's chosen. It's put a black line around my text. And if I increase the size of it, it'll be more noticeable. Okay, there's the effect it's putting on. It's putting a much bigger line around it. Now if I didn't want it to be a black outline, I could change the color here, and I could change it to something else, put a yellow on there or whatever, and you can see now that it's starting to take shape. If I wanted to do something called bevel and emboss, I can tick that one, and I can add subtle things to it. Now you can't see an awful lot unless I zoom in on this, but I'm putting an edge on there. Let me zoom in to show you perhaps. So there's my text zoomed in. I'm going to go back into my effects layer, go back in it, and if you look at contour now, you can see it's putting a kind of edge, it's giving it a 3D view. Texture is making it have that dappled effect. And whenever I'm in any of these things, so in the texture here, there's the pattern it's using, I can change things about that pattern. I can add different patterns and so on. So any kind of feature you're in allows you to change those effects on there. And then later on, if you want to get rid of them, you can just come back in and you literally just turn them off again and they're gone. We'll leave that one on for now and say OK, and I'm going to zoom back out again. So basically you can put as much text as you want. You can add another one in down the bottom. You can add as many different bits of text as you want. They all come up as separate layers. You can move them around on the screen anywhere you want. You can come back to things that you've already done. So if I decided my minion needs to be a bit bigger, I can come back down and I can grab him up and I can change him again. Make sure I hit the tick to say that that's done.